All right, we're going to call the March 23rd meeting to order. Roll call.
Carr. Here. Schmitz.
Here.
Miller. Here. Austin.
Here.
Kiefer.
Here. This time we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, does anyone desire to add, delete, or separate any items of the consent agenda as proposed? No, I just need a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented for the regular board meeting on March 23rd, 2026.
Move. For.
Roll call?
Carr. Yes. Schmitz.
Yes.
Miller. Yes. Austin.
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on February 17th, 2026.
Move.
For.
Roll call?
Carr. Yes. Schmitz.
Yes.
Miller. Yes. Austin.
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. Are there any board members with correspondence? Mr. Carroll? Mr. Smola?
No, I'm not.
All right, will you continue recognizing our guests and visitors?
Please just introduce yourself.
Ready,
After the Lord's going forth, Addison Kiefer.
Louis Berkelman. Brady Roofer. Is that right?
Christy Schmidlin.
Thank you, everyone. Seeing that no one has signed up to address the board, we're gonna move right on to Mr. Carroll's financial reports.
Thank you. You have a stack of financials in front of you. First page is our cash reconciliation. Shows that we are balanced with our software, the USAS system and the banks. You have our financial summary by fund is next. This shows how we are currently appropriated. The cash summary, this shows every single cash fund that we have along with the fund balance and then current POs that are outstanding. The disbursement summary, this shows all of our expenditures, the checks and electronic checks that we issued during the month of February. And then we have a general fund graph. This shows how we compare to the forecast. At the end of February, we are 67% of the way through our fiscal year. So everything is looking good there. And the second graph we have is payroll and benefits broken down. We have spent 65% of our payroll budget and 69% of our benefits budget. And a couple other items on the agenda. We do have 3 donations. And then we do have an adjustment for curriculum budget and then for our auxiliary fund. So we get payments 3 times easier. And this is our third one that we will send off to the ESC. We do have a school safety bus grant. And then a revision again with the ESC for our auxiliary payment. And that is all that I have.
Any questions to Mr. Carroll at this time? All right, then we're gonna jump right into the financial section of the agenda. It's recommended by Brian Carroll, treasurer, to approve the following financial items. To approve the February 2026 financial reports we just reviewed with Mr. Carroll. To accept the following donations: $100 anonymous donation to the Student Assistance Fund, $100 from the True Lane Equipment to the FFA Next Generation Conference, $100 from Fulton County Farm Bureau to the FFA Next Generation Conference. We need to approve the following transfers, appropriation modifications, and amend resources accordingly. An increase to that auxiliary fund for $41,409.55, and an increase to the general fund of $40,000. We also need to approve the following grant for the school bus safety grant for $17,961. And we need to approve an auxiliary service agreement with the Educational Service Center of Lake Erie West for the 25-26 school year in the amount of $82,854.59 for services of auxiliary service personnel for the benefit of Holy Trinity Schools, and to amend resources and modify appropriations accordingly. This time, I just need a motion to approve the financial reports and other financial items. Supported. Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Yes. Schmitz.
Yes.
Miller. Yes. Lawson.
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We're gonna move on to the personnel section. We need a motion to add the following individuals to the approved district substitute list pending the completion of any and all licensure requirements and background checks. Aaron Cheesebro for bus driver, Maya Griggs for bus driver, and Shayna Harper for a one-on-one nurse. We need to approve Jeff Utzi and Ronnie Woods as summer grounds / custodial workers as needed from April 1st, 2026 until September 30th, 2026. Compensation is set at the substitute rate at a maximum of 40 hours per week. The superintendent or the superintendent's designee will coordinate hours and make all work assignments. We also need to approve student tutors for the Students for Other Students SOS grant for the 25-26 school year at the Ohio minimum wage rate. At this time, it is recommended by Eric Smola, superintendent, to approve the preceding personnel items, and I just need a motion to approve those above listed personnel positions.
Move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve Students for Other Students SOS Program Coordinator as Addison Kiefer for the 25-26 school year at a stipend of $1,500.
So move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Abstain. Motion carries. We need to move on to other business. We need to approve to authorize the purchase of a new K-5 English Language Arts curriculum program, My View by Savas. The new program aligns with Ohio's learning standards and includes textbooks, workbooks, web-based software for 5 years, teacher materials, and initial and ongoing professional development for implementation at an approximate cost of $136,157.39.
So move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. This time we need a motion to approve continued participation in the OHI Optimal Health Initiatives Charter Workers Compensation Group Rating Program for the 27 calendar year.
Move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an agreement with Northwest Ohio Educational Service Centers to cooperatively participate in special education services for fiscal year 26-27 at an estimated cost of $1,047,911.50. The board and Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center agree that $972,911.50 of this amount shall be paid pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3313.845 or applicable law by having this amount deducted from the board's state foundation payment, with any remaining balance being invoiced and paid directly to the Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center.
So move. Support.
Questions or discussion?
Do we know how much it was?
It was over 900,000, but it was not a million.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, roll call.
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an overnight trip for agricultural students to attend the Ohio FFA State Meets Judging Contest at The Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. Attendees will depart on school vans on April 24th and return April 25th, and will stay at the Holiday Inn Express in Columbus, Ohio. Miss Alexis Howell will be the trip supervisor. The trip costs approximately $300 and will be paid by the FFA chapter.
Move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need to approve an overnight trip for agricultural students to attend the Ohio FFA Summer Camp at Ohio FFA Camp, Muskegum, Ohio. Attendees will depart by school van on July 6th and return on July 10th. Students will stay at Ohio FFA Camp in Carrollton, Ohio. Miss Alexis Howell will be the trip supervisor. The trip costs approximately $1,960. That would be $280 per student, and will be paid by the students with any shortfall covered by the FFA alumni.
So move. Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an overnight trip for agricultural students to attend the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana. Attendees will depart by school van or parent drivers on October 21st and return on October 24th. Students will stay at the Home 2 Suites in Fishers, Indiana. Miss Alexis Howell will be the trip supervisor. The trip costs approximately $8,000. That's $400 per student, and will be paid by the students with any shortfall covered by the FFA alumni.
Moved.
Or,
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve Micah Construction of Lyons, Ohio to replace the sidewalks on the north and northwest side of the high school at a cost of $64,469.26.
So moved.
Support. Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Carr,
Yes.
Schmitz,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Lossing,
Yes.
Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. At this time, Mr. Simola, would you take over discussion and information?
Yeah, for information purposes, Tori Wright, second grade teacher, will be moving to the third grade for the next school year. And we've got some more immediate transfers. Darcy Feedback is moving from bus driver cashier to library aide in the elementary effective March 9th. And Matt Sager will go from a bus aide to the cashier position effective March 30th.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Frank?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
All right, so this Thursday we have our March Madness event. It's a mother-son event. And we just wanted to send out a last minute invite to anyone who hasn't signed up yet. All sons and their special adult females in their lives are gonna come and enjoy games that are gonna be put on by Mr. Polacek. He's our awesome PE teacher. He's putting on different stations with games. There's gonna be raffles, prizes, food, all things to celebrate March Madness and give the boys a fun night with their moms. Coming up April 6th, 7th, and 8th, we have our kindergarten screening. So our current kindergartners will not be coming to school those 3 days, so our teachers can then screen the incoming students for next year. April 14th and 15th, our first state testing that's coming up for our third and fourth graders. I just wanted to give a shout out to Mrs. Lipinski, our school counselor, because she does a great job organizing the small groups that to accommodate different needs for the students. And so the English language arts test will be coming up soon. Just before spring break, I wrapped up formal observations for the teachers. And I just wanted to give all the teachers a shout out. Just throughout the year, popping in and out informally and then going informally. I've just seen so much dedication and passion and care for the kids. And so I just wanted to give them all a shout out for that. Not only are they strong instructors, but they just truly care about the kids, and that was super evident. So I feel very fortunate to have been able to be a part of that. I also want to give a shout out to our student council. Mrs. Setmeyer's their advisor this year, and they're just doing a lot of fun things that are helping with the culture and the excitement at the elementary school. So one thing they brought back is Popcorn Fridays, which seems like a little thing, but the kids go around and some of the adults help out, and kids can buy popcorn in the morning on Fridays. And they're organizing a third and fourth grade talent show that'll be coming up in May. So just some different things to add to the culture of our building. And lastly, I wanted to let you know our next staff spotlight features our fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Amber Doble. She's been a teacher for 18 years, and 10 of those have been here at Evergreen. And she says that Evergreen is an amazing place to work because of the small community pride. And she loves getting to work each day to help and have fun with her kiddos. So shout out to Mrs. Doble and all that she does. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Thank you. Mr. Burkholder?
Good evening. Our people stand for the month are two that we actually have, both are teachers this month. I actually switched it up, and I normally do a teacher and a non-teacher staff, but I had so many recommendations for both of these teachers. Marty Nichols is a third year teacher for us and a former Evergreen grad. He has been an awesome addition to our building over the last 3 years. He runs our esports, coaches 7th grade football, is in charge of modern media, and all those programs are growing since he's taken them over. Ms. Cobb is one of our veteran teachers. She's our student council advisor, and she's been a fundamental piece of our facility dog fundraising that we've been doing. She's been part of that committee, which to give you guys an update on that. Our goal was to get to $4,000 by the end of the school year. Before spring break hit, we hit 5,000. Which is great news because it not only allows us to start the process of getting the dog trained and getting our staff trained, we're actually able to train 2 more staff and be probably fully funded for our whole first year of whatever the dog's needs would be. So it was a great effort by our fundraising committee. On February 20th, State Representative Hoops was actually in the high school here. And I want to thank Mr. Blanchon. He invited down Grady Langendorfer and his social studies class to participate in this, even as a high school event. Grady's been part of a bill that he's working on. And it was cool to see Grady be there and his classmates kind of get to talk to Mr. Hoops. On top of that, Grady was down a little over a week ago in Columbus and was speaking as well to the state. It was awesome to see him represent our community so proudly. I'm sure his granddad would be very proud of him as well. On March 3rd, we sent 13 of our best over to the Fulton County Youth Mental Health Summit to participate in that activity. Ms. Scour, our counselor, puts that on every year. It's a great event for kids to get more aware on mental health and how it affects them. And it's obviously a push our district's made in general. So it's good to see the kids taking leadership roles in that. And then we wrapped up the third quarter, obviously, for spring break. One of our big things we wrap up every quarter with is the Row Character Awards. This is where we award the kids for their character they bring to the building, not just an academic thing, but those positive characteristics that we see them. And in this case, we had 52 kids get an award, which is awesome because we've had 146 different kids get awards throughout the year so far. So the 3 quarters, basically about 50% of our building has earned an award with that. So upcoming events for us, state testing, like all the buildings will have coming up in April. This week, kind of a big week for us. We have our Amazing Shake Gauntlet competition starting on Thursday. So we'll have about 50 volunteer guests from the community coming in to run our 21 stations for our 86 7th grade students. And then we'll be moving on to a second round. We're actually going to partner with Parker Hampton this year to do our second round. So, questions?
Thank you, Mr. Burkholder. Thank you. Mr. Roofer.
Good evening. I do want to echo what Mr. Burkholder said about Mr. Blanchon. As a former social studies teacher, it was great to see that. I also have some students I want to recognize. Troy Mans was this year's Franklin B. Walter Scholar. And he also chose Mr. Steele as the teacher who has influenced him the most. So that was a nice ceremony at the ESC. Over for that. And I want to congratulate AJ Gleckler on a great season as a freshman in wrestling. He did finish 8th in Division 3, so nice job to him. We also had some NWAL Winter Scholar athletes. I do want to recognize those names: Troy Mans, Bryce Bolger, Quentin Eisel, Blake Fisher, George Allendorf, Bailey Lumbreezer, Kyla Reisner, Ava Baculet, and Samantha Harkey. They must be seniors and they must have a 3.5 GPA and earn varsity letters. So congratulations to them. And the last item is our FFA chapter. They received a gold rating, which puts them in the top of the state. This hasn't been done for over 20 years at Evergreen. They're the top 25 in the state of Ohio. I just got an email from Miss Howell. I believe they're interviewing Thursday, and then they'll determine what our final place is in the state. So congratulations to them. That's quite an accomplishment. I know her officers and team, they do a lot of work. So, and she puts in a lot of work. So congratulations to them.
Awesome.
That is all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roofer. Dr. Swineford.
Good evening. So I have a couple things to go over. Just a highlight of my board update. First was the K-5 English Language Arts Curriculum Resource. This year, at the end of the year, Wonders 2020 will be no longer available for our teachers to use. So with that being said, I pulled a core team together. Mrs. Sutton, Mrs. Hessen, Miss Labor, Mrs. Weiss, Mrs. Kunkel, Mrs. Spicer, Mrs. Boger, and Mrs. Rollinger, and Mrs. Shooter. And so we met together, we reviewed 5 resources using the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce Review rubric for ELA core curriculum. And that was an extensive rubric. It was about 14 pages long with lots of questions, scoring from 0 to 2. And so with that, we were able to narrow it down to Wonders 2023 and then the Savas My View. They took it back to their teams, did some more review as well, and then used another scoring rubric and decided that the one that best aligned to the science of reading and met the needs of our district is the Savvis My View. So thank you for approving that today. I want to let you know the cost itself is for a 5-year license. So we have that for 5 years. One thing to keep in mind too is that K-5 English Language Arts curriculum is probably one of the most expensive curriculums to purchase because there's so many components that go with it. You have the vocabulary cards, the trade books, the big books for read aloud, plus the student editions. So it is a lot of components. So with that being said, one positive is though, I was able to negotiate a little bit of that price down from what it was originally. So we are getting $77,426 in free resources. Now, granted, some of those automatically come, but there's others that I was able to at least get them to negotiate that in. And so that they'll start getting that here before summer break, and we will have some PD on that as well as then implementation for next school year. With that being said, recently, as a matter of fact, in September, House Bill 96, or at least 96 was approved. With that being said, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce had to revise the current approved list for K3. That's the only diagnostic list that they had to revise. K3 for reading and math. One positive is iReady is what we use, which 40% of the state used, was approved for reading, but it was not approved for math. At a recent meeting that I was at with ODU representatives, it was brought up talking about these diagnostics and just the impact, talking about math, the impact for state, for school districts. Many have multiple year contracts, others do not. So on the approved list for math, iReady was not on there. I did ask, is there a possibility that there could be a rescoring or a reevaluation? And I was told not this year. One thing though that we kept bringing up was just questioning just the short amount of time to get something in place because it's for implementation next year. We asked, ODU said they can't promise because it has to go through legislation. If they would give us a year of reprieve, so it wouldn't implement next year for the math on this approved list, that we could use it for the following year. That way it gives us plenty of time to do some research, but it's all up to legislation. So at this point, I don't have any answers. But just so you're aware that chances are we may have to change what we're using and stuff. And last is spring testing. As you heard, it starts April 14th and continues through May 14th for students in grades 3 through 12. We will get those results back before the end of the school year, and we will do the same as we have done last year and previous year, is sending it through a secure link through Parent Square. So the parents will have that before the required June 30th deadline. Any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Swineford.
Thank you.
Mr. Samola.
Yeah, just a couple things I wanted to share. We continue to receive feedback on our potential programming options for high school students. Surveys were sent to staff, students, and parents. A few areas that have support outside of our initial list was construction, all facets, management, electrical, masonry, accounting with sales and marketing, education, especially early childhood. Law enforcement came up, and so did AI and the arts, and connecting our art program with occupations. So those are all things we're looking at now. We're looking also at other districts around the state. What are they offering? What resources are they using to see what is going to be realistic for us? We will develop short, long-term options as part of this process. And one thing that came up, we're not eliminating any of our college prep programming as a result of this. This is all in addition to what we already have. So that was a concern. Are we taking away course offerings from students who are going to college? The answer is no, that stays in place. And there's a lot of options for those students with our AP program, as well as CCP classes that they can take. So still working through that process. There'll be regular updates on where we're at. For next year, with scheduling already taking place, probably not going to have anything major changing, but for the following year would be our target time frame for getting some new options and then looking at what resources do we need to further expand. And then another item, Dr. Swineford had secured another grant that'll allow us to get the flashing school zone signs on County Road S. So we're working through that I think those are a positive. It gets people's attention, slows them down, so we want to get them on S as well as, just like the ones we have on six. Any questions?
Okay, stop. Thank you, Mr. Small. Are there any board members with questions or concerns? No? All right, then I just need a motion to adjourn the March 23rd, 2026 regular meeting of the Evergreen Local Board of Education. Board. Roll call?
Yes. Schmitz.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes.
Hebert.
Yes, motion carries.